Welcome to Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, the wildest mixed tag team in podcasting where the kayfabe drops and the chaos takes over. Let's ring the damn bell.
Headlock tight, heels on the prowl, dropping elbows, hearing growl, feel the foul. No script here, just real, no bluff. Kayfabe crack, now the dirt gets rough. Headlocks, heels, havoc in the zone. Stepping in the ring, chaos at your home. No filters, no mask, just raw bare tone. Wrestling unscripted, we on the throne. Title belts, mic checks, crowd going crazy. Drop truth bombs, leaving lines feeling hazy. Beyond the kayfabe, past the charade, where legends are born and stories get made. Headlocks popping, who's hitting the mat? Welcome to the havoc where the real talk's at. Tune in, step through, leave the fake at the door. Headlocks, heels, havoc, now hear the roar.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc. I am one of your hosts, the legend J-Mac. With me, as always, is Uncle Slam.
What's up?
And, as always, the First Lady of Podcast Wrestling, the Vipress.
Hi, everyone.
Guys, before we start, I do want to take a second. I want to say that with all the tragedy that happened last night and everything, with the tornadoes and the storms and everything, not just because it affects us here, because we're not that far from where it got affected here, just everybody in general that was affected by the storms. I mean, from last count, I seen that there was like 20 casualties down in London and around the Laurel County area, and it was just bad. And there's a lot of people down there who need a lot of help. We don't have any links up or anything like that. Not that we don't want to or anything. We just don't have the access to it right now. But I'm sure there's a lot of links out there, a lot of places you can go if you can help these people. It was really bad, and it caught a lot of people off guard. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you all have anything you want to say about it, but go ahead if you do.
I just want to pray for all the victims out there. Hopefully, life relief will come soon. I have family down there. I mean, they're all safe. I've checked on them and everything, but it definitely, like Jason said, like it took a legend said, it definitely took a lot of people by surprise. It's not something that happens that often around here.
Yeah, it's a very sad situation, but later on today I will have something on all of our social media platforms for anybody that would like to donate and help in
That's
some
awesome.
form or fashion. We do need to get these people help. It is a complete tragedy, and it's so sad to see.
Yes, it is. And like he said, like Uncle Slam said, just pray for everybody, and keep send good vibes, whatever it is you believe in. Just let's come together and help these people in all these communities, not just ours here. Because, like I said, 30 miles north, and it could have been any of us, and we wouldn't have been bringing this show to you today. So, we appreciate the blessings we get every day too. So, just keep everybody in prayer. But on that note, we are going to try to move on to something a little bit more happier. Today, we're just going to do the recap of the last 2 weeks, and
We've had a lot happen in just in the last week. We've had Backlash was 1 week ago today.
Yes, it was. We're sitting here watching the recap of it right now just to keep refreshed and everything on it. I mean, there's been so much. I mean, debuts. I mean,
JC Mateo, also known as Jeff, his real name Jeff Cobb, was introduced on the first match of the Fatal 4-Way between Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre.
JR's coming out and announcing that he's got colon cancer. That's, he was fighting skin cancer earlier, a few years ago or whatever, and I hate it for him. JR by far is
one of the best announcers of all
his
time.
face is definitely chiseled into that Mount Rushmore.
He is the voice of wrestling, I would say, or one of the voices of wrestling for, whether it was WCW, whether it was NWA, or, of course now WWE.
Yep.
Immediately recognizable.
Well, look at all the companies he touched. Just Mid-South, not OVW, UWF with Bill Watts, and then he
Mhm.
went to the NWA and WCW, WWE, AEW. It's just keep him in prayers as well.
Sabu passed away.
Yes, Sabu passed away. That was sad. I actually have something on Sabu that he wrote in his memoir, and when we touch on him, I want to read it. It's pretty funny because he wasn't pulling no punches with a few people, and he didn't like them. And there's also the Billy Jack Haynes. For all you old school people, Billy Jack Haynes just got found ineligible, not mentally stable to stand trial, and second-degree murder charges. I don't know if you heard about that.
Whoa,
I did
yeah.
hear about that. I didn't realize that he
Can
was
somebody give
found.
Well, we can start off with that one if
Sure.
you want to.
just a brief, on what's going on with that, because I haven't heard anything about that.
Vipers, do you know anything about Billy Jack Haynes?
I don't know who he is. I just knew that he was a wrestler.
He was like in the 80s. He was this big, jacked up muscle guy who was supposed to be. He was during that rock and wrestling time and everything. And, the whole Hogan, Hulkamania area. What was it? WrestleMania 3. He was on there with Hercules.
Oh.
They were battling over who had the best full Nelson and all that stuff. And he didn't really last long in WWE, about a year. Had some issues with him. They just done a Dark Side of the Ring on him. It was really interesting.
Ooh, okay.
And I didn't know a lot of this stuff. And he's always been like somebody that I was like, man, I really liked him. Where'd he go? But now I'm kind of like, oh, hold on.
That's where he went.
Yeah, he ended up going to the NWA for a little while. Didn't last very long there. Went back to Portland, where he's from, and tried to start up his own promotion in contradiction with the big Portland promotion territory up there. And it was just a lot of stuff. There was ordeals about him selling cocaine the whole time he was a wrestler, like making 10,000, I think they said, a week and stuff, doing that and stuff. Will come across the deal where he was supposed to transport like $1.2 million, and he only returned with $1 million, and he felt he was owed the 0.2 since he transported everything, and about 10 years later got beat down for it. So I don't know. Billy Jack's a really, but anyways,
Interesting person.
yeah. So there's been a lot of controversy around him, but I want to say 2 years ago, maybe now, there was this woman he married, and she was a few years older than him, and it was like a friend of his mom, and all of a sudden he's charged with second-degree murder for killing the lady, his wife, and they're saying he's not
Competent to stand
competent
trial.
to stand trial. So
Well, that'll be interesting.
yeah.
Like, we'll have to kind of.
I'm gonna have to look at more stuff.
yeah,
about
I want
that.
to. Yeah, I haven't been able to read much about it and everything.
It's very new.
Yeah, well, I've known about the murder for a while, but I haven't been able to really find anything until, like they said,
Yeah,
they
just
just came
recently he
out
was
with
arrested.
yeah,
Just
it's,
recently, within the last couple of weeks.
yeah, it's crazy. It's all kinds of crazy stuff.
Mhm.
So if he's wrong, hey, let's get justice for his deceased wife, and if he's not wrong, then let's get justice for Billy Jack. I didn't know his character was based off the old Walking Tall Billy Jack.
Oh, okay.
That was because he was from that area. The whole hat, because he had the flat brimmed hat and everything, and like I was like, what? I did not realize that's who he was based off of. I guess Mom did. That's why she liked him so much. She likes those movies. I can't do them. They're just not for me. It's terrible. It's like when you order Chuck Norris on Wish.
All right, okay.
Well, there's Sabu's death too, man. Moving on to that, that's crazy. I know you said you didn't know much about
didn't know much about
Sabu,
him.
but I mean,
What exactly is the cause of death? I mean,
they
don't know yet.
They don't know, and they're
It's
saying
still-
now. I seen a story this morning that said that they don't know if they will release the cause of death now.
Wonder
Why is that?
Did they
Why-
give
why
an
wouldn't-
explanation as
yeah.
to why?
They did not.
huh?
I don't know. It'll come out within the next couple, or if it does, it'll come out within the next couple of weeks. An autopsy usually takes a little while.
Well, there's people speculating. Well, because of the kratom, that they were
Is he
saying
on
that he was
kratom?
on kratom on his
Ooh.
in his last match.
What is kratom?
It's like some drug that you
It's
use
this green
for.
powder stuff that you can use as a drink, and it can literally take away some pain. It's very addictive, but it is over the counter. It's very easy. You can go to the gas station right down the street and get it.
They use it for like a
I mean, I know people that are actually addicted to it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that he was on that.
Yeah, well, a wrestler came out. I think it was the wrestler he was wrestling came out and said, yeah, it's he was on kratom whenever
I
he said
think
he
it's really
couldn't do
bad.
the match without the kratom.
So they don't think it's foul plays involved or anything?
Not foul play as
No,
far
no.
as that, but during the match, he supposedly bounced his head off the concrete, had a bad concussion, was knocked out, and didn't wake up. I think it was, they said, the Sandman that came out, and it wasn't until the Sandman's music started playing that woke him up.
Oh my
And
Ooh, that definitely does not sound good.
Yeah.
And like he wasn't checked out, he wasn't taken to the hospital.
not
There was
that
no
not that I've heard.
emergency personnel.
Nope, finished the match.
Was this in like the WE or
No,
like
no,
the-
That's
no.
probably the reason why
It was
won't
an
come out.
independent.
Okay.
Like I don't remember the actual organization and everything. We can look that up and everything to find out. But it was like, I was just like, wow, One, how'd you let him go out there on that stuff? Two, why? He
Because
knocked
kratom
himself
is legal.
out. You know what I'm
Kratom
saying?
is not even actually looked at right now at this point.
Well, it's
But
just
I
with
know people
everything
that are
going
addicted to
on.
it.
With everything going on with all the head injuries and stuff, as an upstart company, why would you take that chance on getting that reputation that you're going to let people get hurt?
Mhm.
True.
No, I
It
agree with
just
that.
makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't know. It just don't. Yeah, this ain't 1990s ECW, and that man's 60 years old.
Mhm.
So we don't need to be doing things that we didn't know about.
Extreme.
Right. I mean, it was, yes, it was cool. It served its purpose, but it also created a lot of problems for
problems
people
later
as
on
far
in
as
life.
head wounds. And,
Well, hopefully it wasn't one of those situations where he didn't have money or like didn't have a savings and was out there, performing because he had to because he didn't have any money.
I hate to hear it. Oh, speaking of that, man, I mean, I don't know. So sorry. You said about something like that with Billy Jack Haynes. They're also saying that he defrauded B. Brian Blair's cauliflower company. It's like a organization that helps out old wrestlers. So that's another thing to add to the Billy Jack Haynes thing. Sorry.
Don't sound like he was a very good person.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's amazing how many of these wrestlers that whenever you get into it and everything, you're like, man, these are not the heroes I thought they were.
I mean, they are characters.
This is true.
On TV.
This is
That's
true.
why they think. But damn.
And then we got, what is it? Oh, Jeff Cobb. What'd you say his name was? Mateo?
Well, his real name is Jeff Cobb,
Right.
but they are calling him now JC Mateo, is
JC.
what he was called last night on SmackDown.
I don't know.
They did not
I don't know
refer
if I
to
like
him
the
as Jeff
JC
Cobb.
Mateo.
I don't.
Jeff Cobb Mateo. Okay, I
It's
get
all
it.
right.
I guess
mean,
Mateo's
it'll
part
grow
of
on
his
me.
name. I don't really know.
It may be.
I didn't look that up. But yeah, I like the name Mateo, but it's just weird because we all already, like, the whole universe already knows him as Jeff Cobb.
Right.
So it's just weird.
Why not just let these people keep their names? You
That's
know,
what we do
if
now.
they've built their name on,
The
you would,
majority of them have their real name of some sort.
if they would have brought Cody Rhodes back as Stardust, it's not going to work. We don't care. He built his name as Cody Rhodes. Now we want to see Cody Rhodes. We don't
Right.
want to see Stardust.
But wrestlers change names all the time. I mean,
That's
that's
true.
not
Yeah.
that big of.
A big a deal. It's
Yeah.
it's just something that you have to get used to.
Not only that,
It's
but money
brand new.
talks.
Exactly.
That's
You pay me
true.
enough money, you can call me a piece of shit if you want to.
But
So-
he made his debut. Him and Solo came out and wrecked house on LA Night because,
Yes.
well, obviously Damien and Drew went through a table.
Yeah, Mateo, that was pretty impressive, his debut, doing
Yeah.
that little splash up against the post and everything.
Well, he had his first official match last night at SmackDown.
See,
He did. He defeated LA Knight, like destroyed him. I love LA
Oh.
Knight, but he destroyed
I
him.
do too, and I hate that they're burying him like that because
They sh-
they've buried
Mhm.
him for the past year and a half. He
Mhm.
should have at least had a world title.
He hasn't had a title yet,
No.
or a world title.
He's not had a world
He's had the
title. He's
US.
had the U.S.
US,
title.
yeah. I think I thought they might do it with Fatu or whatever, but it looks like they're kind of steering him like in another direction on that.
Hey,
I'm
I
worried
love
they're
old
going to
Jacob.
wind up doing Jacob for 2 like they're doing Solo currently.
I
I feel like they pushed Solo underneath the rug, and they've kind of pushed Jacob in that place.
but I don't think Solo got over as much as everybody thought he was going to.
I love Fatu.
I mean, I think he's a great bad guy. He's an animal monster bad guy.
Mhm.
But I think when they tried to put him in that leader role,
Mhm.
didn't work.
Wasn't him.
He is like the Arn Anderson of a group. He's the enforcer.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
silent enforcer
Yes.
or whatever.
He's gonna go out there. He's gonna take. He's gonna hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna come up with the game plan of how to hurt you, but he's gonna go out there, and whenever the game plan gets presented to him, he's gonna go out there and jack you up.
But like we were talking earlier, I love Fatu. I'm telling you, give him about a year and a half at the most, he will have a world title. He's already the U.S. Got the U.S. belt right now. Like he has whatever it is, he has it, and I guarantee you, year and a half, he will be a world champion.
And I love the Samoan werewolf moniker.
I like that too,
Yeah,
honestly.
something different.
Love
you know what I'm
werewolves
saying?
anyway. Samoan werewolves is
Yeah.
amazing. No, I agree with that. I feel like that he needs to work on his promos just a little bit better. I feel like I get that he's supposed to be over the top, but I feel like he's so over the top. Sometimes he spills over what he should, like he's saying certain words that he shouldn't be saying on national TV, which is fine with us adults, but we do have children that do watch this. And you do have people you have to keep happy, so you can't like drop F-bombs and stuff like that. I get it; it's tense in the moment, but I do feel like that he will get it one day.
I think they need, and going off that point, I honestly and truthfully, I think WWE should look into maybe like, if you're going to do this brand split thing and everything, and you're not going to do anything with the WCW name and everything, and I know I harp on this because I just wish they would create their own competition instead of brand splitting, but building off each other, sort of. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. If you're going to be separate and everything. And I just wish they would, like, with the PG stuff and everything, I think you could do that. You could take one of these shows and make it totally PG.
True.
For the superstars, that have, like, I guess more conservative values or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, that they don't want to do some of the more over-the-top stuff and everything and more adult-themed stuff. Okay, well, you can be on SmackDown or NXT or whichever show it is that's our kind of toned-down PG stuff, and then, like, have the other shows for adults. You know what I'm saying? I just think it would work better instead of trying to mix it together.
I think that people would just gravitate to the two that are more adult themed, and the other one would just kind of die in the wind.
I honestly and truthfully do too, because of the Attitude Era,
I mean,
it was just the best.
And especially like the way people are nowadays, I think they want edgier. They want things that blur the line a little more. I mean, like I definitely
want
understand
that emotion.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Like what you're saying about having a more PG, but I think that's what kind of they did in the 2000s, when they went to the PG era, when they kind of toned it down a little bit. Because if you look at it, compared to the Attitude era and then the Aggression era, I mean, it's night and day, but it's not as corny or as cartoonish as it was in like the 80s with the dinks and the doinks and
And for 20 years, we couldn't see them.
Yeah.
You see that bald spot.
But
it's crazy, man.
Speaking of John,
Is there
did y'all hear about who he's facing at Saturday Night Main Event?
R-Truth?
R-Truth.
Yeah.
Did you see him
Yes.
put R-Truth through that table at that post-show?
That's what I was getting
conference?
ready to ask. If we don't have
I
anything else, we need to
was
get into
in
Backlash.
shock.
Ooh.
Yeah.
First
No,
off,
I didn't know about that. No, go
First
ahead.
off, Cena walks up to the table because Triple H is at the table doing his thing. He'd only been there maybe 2 minutes. talking about how, Damien and Drew are okay and Lyra's nose wasn't broke. And about 2, 3 minutes, John comes walking out there with his title, taps him on the shoulder, says something to him, and Triple H gets up and lets him have this stage. He starts talking and blah, 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 saying whatever. And then R-Truth comes out there and literally he takes R-Truth and AAs him through the table in front of all the people, all the cameras, and that's where it ends.
And he didn't say a word after
He didn't say a
that?
word.
Is it me or does anybody else wish he would go back to calling it the FU?
I think it should be the FU.
I kind of like the FU too.
Yeah.
But I also don't like John Cena as the bad guy as much because it looks like he's pouting most of the time when he's trying to be mean.
I know it.
Yeah.
Like he just looks like a kid that's
You were
like
mean to me.
Yeah,
You don't like me
like
no
he's sticking out his
more.
lip or something. Like he's like,
Like,
Yeah.
I would have rather him not talk and just went out there and punched people every week. I mean, I hate to say it because, I mean, he's good at talking, but he's not good at talking as a bad guy.
Yeah,
so
he's-
let somebody write something for you that really is going to do something besides you were mean to me for 20 years. You made fun of my bald spot, so I'm a bad guy now. I'm going to do things the way I want to because that was enough to make me turn on you all because I'm bald. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to say something about John. I followed him through his whole career, and fine, he dropped off of wrestling for a while. Why are you coming back? Why are you coming back to interrupt everything to try to kill wrestling? Like, you could actually kill wrestling after your
Right.
last day of wrestling. Nobody's going to talk about it anymore.
I think that's about the only thing that they could do. Now, I do like the whole end result thing where he's trying to retire with the belt, retire the lineage,
I
and
don't like
then
that, no.
Oh, I mean,
No.
I don't want it to happen by any means, and I don't think it will happen. But I mean, who knows? With TKO taking over, they may not want Vince McMahon's lineage with that belt anymore. They may want to try to, it's the same belt, but we're trying to separate from that WWE. We want
Yeah,
to
but at
be
the
our
same time-
WWE with our lineage. You know what I'm saying? But again, how do you disrespect people who've already had that title? Because if he retires with it and Roman Reigns wins it again, then Roman Reigns is just a one-time WWE champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, how do you just erase history, and how do you just not pass that on? Like, literally, that is what we've done throughout all of wrestling. When a wrestler is not going to wrestle anymore, male, female, whoever, when they're not going to wrestle anymore or going someplace else,
You drop
that's
the
a
title.
different story.
Yeah,
You
we
drop
had
the
a story
title
of
to
that
somebody
happening about
else.
30 years ago, didn't
No,
we,
there's
Josh?
more
Yeah.
than it's more than one.
Oh yeah. I'm just giving
You
him
get-
crap because of Bret Hart.
I
Well, I
know.
mean, yeah, that's the first one. That's not even I don't even know if that's the actual first
Oh,
one,
no.
but like,
There was the lady wrestler first.
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't Lalani Kai. It was
I
was
just
it Rockin'
wrote it.
Robin?
Yeah,
and Moolah, because
mm-mm.
Moolah clinched in, or wasn't
Moola's
Rockin'
the one
Robin?
that beat her.
Yeah.
to-
Wendy Richter.
Wendy Richter
Wendy
is the
Richter.
one
Yeah,
that had it.
because it was
She
a fast
did.
count.
Yeah,
You know?
Locked it,
It wa-
in and just did a fast.
it wasn't even a fast count. She like out at one, and
just-
they're like, "Go ahead
Moolah
and
just
ring it." And they,
clinched it
Yeah.
to where she
Yeah.
couldn't kick out.
but my personal opinion is Wendy's fault. She didn't want to give up the title, and if you're not wrestling no more, who's to say you're supposed to take that? How
Right.
is that your
I don't, like I
Yours
said,
to
I don't
take.
want him to do it, but I like the storyline of, oh gosh, could he do it? You know, I think that
Could he
gives
do
it
it?
something.
But no, like I don't think he's going to take it with him.
I don't want him to.
Yeah,
Like-
but
like
who's
you
going to
said-
take that from him?
I'd like to see at the very end, like when they, like, I don't know, this is just me, and this is, I guess, me wishful thinking with all that. I would like to see at the very end of all this, like his final thing when he drops the title. I'd like to see, like, somebody trying to interfere or something like that, and then, like, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, all these people that he says he's going to take their lineage that are still alive, show up and just surround the ring where he can't just run with the title or anything, and he's, like, cornered, and then he's like, oh, crap, you know, and they're
Now I'm
like,
seeing the
nah,
error
you
of
ain't
my
taking our
ways.
lineage.
I would, but they're so damn old. I don't
No,
think
no,
I
I
can
don't
see
want
them
them to
chasing
get.
anybody.
I don't want them to get involved.
Okay.
I just want them to come and surround the ring, to where if he comes out, there's 2 or 3 of them on there. You know what I'm saying? I still don't want to get hit by a 70-year-old Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? It's still gonna hurt.
Yeah, but I don't want to see Ric Flair's titties shaking.
I don't want to see, dude. I don't want to see
Oh
Ric
my
Flair
gosh.
do nothing. He will probably pass out or die, and I hate to say that, but Lord,
If that man
my
gets
God.
chopped one more time,
Right.
I mean, please stop.
he's been through enough. Please.
He's-
Oh, speaking of which, I just saw a story too about King Kong Bundy coming back. They asked King Kong Bundy to come back. It's been a few years ago.
That's
but-
what?
They wanted him to come back to do like a one-off thing with the Undertaker.
Oh, no.
And like, so Tommy Dreamer reached out to him and was like, "Hey man, you know, they want you to come back and do this thing with the Undertaker. Blah blah blah. They're trying to bring monsters from his past back out. Blah blah blah." And he was like, he said, "Well, I'll make you a deal." He said, "You tell Vince McMahon that I'll come back when he pays me the money he owes me, and then you can and I'll come back as long as the only plans they have is putting the title around my waist, because that's what was supposed to happen with Hogan, and it never happened. So unless those were the plans, I ain't coming back."
Well,
I was like, wow, man. But see, that's just like these legends, man. I'd love to see them legends come back just around that ring.
yes, but no. Like
And
I said,
then, well,
It
whoever
would
he's
be nice to
fighting,
see,
get him,
but
because of the distraction of that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That'd be like the last minute thing.
but who do you think would be the best person to actually beat Cena and take the belt to make him ride off into the sunset?
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. But
Randy
they already
Orton.
tried that already. I mean,
No. Did you watch the match?
Yeah.
Okay, then that right there, because like the
cheated.
match, he cheated. He cheated. Like, when
Randy
have
will
you
want
ever
revenge.
seen that many officials come out the back?
I was
And
kind
come
of
in
curious
the
about
middle
that.
of
Yeah,
the ring.
like why so many?
When
like
have you
12
ever seen
officials?
that?
Yeah, like what the hell was? I mean, I really don't get that. I was
Like the historian that I am with this stuff, no, I've literally never seen it be like that.
I could see them getting Randy Orton out of the way now, so
Just to
that
give it
that
to
way
him
we
later down the
forget
line.
about him. Yeah, and then like later on down the
I'm hoping
line,
that's what it is.
him be like, "I'm the only man that can retire this guy, so let me do it."
I mean, he's the legend killer.
Right.
I
He's
like that
Randy
idea,
Orton.
but
Bring back the Legend Killer for one more match.
but
I need a punt
And-
in my life.
She hears voices in her head.
Well, I mean, when is the last time we've all seen a punt? Who doesn't love the punt? I would have.
I mean, I don't. If we're talking about the kick in the ring,
Yeah.
then hey, I
Okay.
mean,
yeah,
Sure, we'll talk about the kick in the ring.
okay.
yeah. There you go. There you go. That was a good one.
All right, so let's get into these results from Backlash. We still got Raw and a few other shows to cover too.
All right, go ahead.
Jacob defeated LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. But Damian and Drew kind of went on their own separate match, more or less.
Did I see something that said that Drew got injured during that match, like a concussion or something? Whenever they went off, whatever it was, he
Oh
done
yeah,
the south of heaven.
yeah. It was that last throw that he did, that Damian did through
Oh,
the table at the very end of their part of the match. Yeah, they thought that he had a concussion. I don't think that he actually did. I think he was fine, because Triple H said, like, right before John interrupted him, said that everybody was fine. There was no major injuries that night, that kind of thing. So,
Okay. I just seen so it may have just been like a story injury to
no,
keep them.
they thought that they was really injured.
Oh,
Somebody
so-
was really injured at the time.
Oh, okay.
But because it was just the way that they had landed, there was a lot of stuff underneath that table, a lot of different things. They thought he had actually really hit his head.
Oh, okay.
Lyra defeated Becky to retain her title.
Yes.
Beautiful match.
We're
beautiful
actually
match.
watching it right now.
Yeah, that's what's on our
She
screen
just
right now.
beat look. Becky's pouting.
See, like she's just like
Well, she
Cena.
shouldn't
Like
have
she
came back
doesn't
and
have
won
a
it
good
anyway.
bad guy face.
No.
Like she just looks like she's
It-
pouting. Like
It cracks me up. It's funny.
yeah,
It's like,
I
I'm
know,
so
like, I'm
sorry,
looking at-
honey.
just like I'm mad. They took my toy. They won't let me have my way. Ugh.
I'm going to go tell my husband.
Yeah.
Join his group. Maybe somebody will be nice to me then.
Some people are really good bad guys, or at least decent bad guys, or at least have the face, but just some people just look like they're pouting.
But
Yep.
Lyra held her own in that. I'm just going to go say that she took 2 manhandle slams and still
Yep.
kicked out, which is what they're replaying right now. I mean, she kicked out both times. Love her. I see great things for Lyra. I'm just going to say. Dominic Mysterio defeated Penta with the help from El Grande Americano.
Yeah, not surprised.
Oh, El Grande.
With Raw, he wasn't there on Raw because he was touring Mexico.
I love his character actually. Like I don't know why. There's something about the whole I hate luchadors, but I'm dressed up as a luchador and I got the little metal head plate thing that it just cracks me up. I don't know.
I don't know why I find it funny either. It's just great.
Yeah.
Gunther defeated Pat McAfee. Sorry, Pat McAfee.
No surprise.
It was a good match, though. McAfee held his own. I'm just gonna say because Gunther's a scary dude.
Now, does this mean that Gunther has respect for him now since he tried to shake his hand? Or
yes,
what?
at the end of the match, just the look on Gunther's face, like he earned.
I thought he was just going
McAfee
to put him
earned
to
his
sleep
respect.
again. Personally, that was all.
I'm sorry. I'm a fan of Gunther. I
You like Gunther?
I
Really?
do.
I
like
don't. He's
Gunther.
an asshole outside
And
the ring
that's
too,
point,
and I'm just
that's
like,
why
God.
he's doing his job. There's another person that I used to hate him as a kid. I absolutely hate him, Ted DiBiase.
Oh, I love the $1 Million Man.
But
Oh.
now that I'm older, I'm like, he was so great because he made me hate him like that.
The heat.
Yes. He
No,
was
I
so
understand
great
that.
at pulling heat, and that's how Gunther is. And I honestly and truthfully, I hate to say it, but I think it's a good thing that they split up the whole Imperium thing, because I think people were getting the kind of sense that was a different kind of group.
Oh, okay.
So I'm glad that they kind of split them up, and everything. But still, I'm sorry. Yeah, ring general for me.
See, I don't know enough about him to really like him or hate him. He definitely seems like a decent bad guy as far as a villain or heel, whatever you want to call him. But I haven't watched a ton of his matches, so I don't know. I guess I'm
I
kind of
don't
torn
think he
right
has
now.
enough
Besides-
in his repertoire.
Besides
do
the
it.
one with
Gunta.
the last one at WrestleMania. That's the only one that I've really saw. So.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want that man chopping me.
No.
I don't ever want that man chopping me. She'll take a punt before I'll take a chop.
I'm dead. The last match of Backlash was Cena and defeated Randy Orton, obviously. Unfortunately.
That was a good match,
No.
but it wasn't.
Randy did good.
It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest.
No, it was. I don't think it lived
I
up to
was
what it should have been.
no, I was disappointed. I mean, some of the spots were good.
Yeah.
But it was
All
just
the RKOs in a row was
Right.
great.
Yeah, loved it.
That was great.
Yeah.
yeah, we know you'd love to take all those in a row.
Just a little bit.
I liked the match. I don't think it was one of the better matches. I definitely think they've had better matches as far as they've been together for, they've been friends for a while.
One of the longest beefs in history.
Well, as a matter of fact, first match January 19th, 2022 in OVW. Last one-on-one match was February 7th, 2017 on SmackDown.
That's 15
It's funny
years.
because we're literally talking about this match right
Oh,
here.
it shows up on the screen.
Yes.
Yep.
But yeah, 15 years between their first match and their last
It's just
televised match.
I have to say it's probably one of the better rivalries.
I agree.
It's the only person that I can think of during the whole "you can't see me" and I really didn't want to run
Mm-hmm.
was Randy Orton.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't think of anybody else that was on that tier with him for that long of a time. You
Sure.
know.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a huge Cena fan, so it's kind of hard for me, with the whole thugonomics. I was never the biggest fan.
It's
Actually,
so
my girl,
funny to look back on now.
my girl didn't even know that he used to be the rapper. That was his
I know it.
thing
And,
or whatever.
and Bull Buchanan was his buddy, old B2.
Oh my God.
Bring that back. That's who they need to bring back to, so we can send them out right there. B2.
And then right at the last moment, I mean, you got to bring Kurt Angle out. We got to have another rap battle before he goes. He did win a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
Well, that was all from Backlash. The only thing notable from the post show, obviously, we've already talked about when John put R-Truth through the table.
Love it. Love it.
Which later leads on to Raw the Monday night, and they announce that R-Truth will be facing John Cena for the title at Saturday Night Main Event.
You know how much I would love to see R-Truth win that? I love R-Truth.
I love R-Truth too, man.
I can't stand him as a wrestler. Never have been able to. I hated it when he was K-Quick and doing all the break dancing and the splits. I mean, it was cool that he could do it. Yeah, I know we ain't got visual guys, and you can't see me, and I'm sitting here actually like doing stuff and everything. But anyways, Josh is used to that. He's seen me do the Thriller dance a few times. But I love just his quirkiness and everything, and the fact that he has just jumped in and done everything the WWE has asked him to do. If it's making fun of himself, like when he came out there in that Money in the Bank match, and he was like, guys, I'm going to let y'all know I'm winning this Money in the Bank match, and I'm walking away, going to be the world champion. And all the people in the ring are looking at him going, you're not even in this match. And he goes,
He's done that a couple of times.
oh yeah, my bad. This one's on me. I'm sorry, man. I'll leave y'all alone. I'm going to head on to the back.
He did that with the women's match before, too. It's
R-Truth is classic, man. I don't care. And plus, little fact about R-Truth, very first ever African-American NWA champion.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. Won it in TNA, I believe it was, when TNA was first starting up.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, because I think he won it from
was
Jeff
the
Jarrett.
Very cool, very cool.
Yep. So who is it? Ron Simmons was the first overall, and he see that's kind of funny though that I guess that was after the split from the NWA when WCW
Possibly,
split
yeah.
from the NWA and Ron Simmons won.
I thought it was before.
No, because remember Flair had left. And that's why Ron Simmons had got the title, because they had put it on Luger and Vader, and because the first match was Luger and Barry Windham at the Great American Bash.
When did Ron Simmons win his first world championship? Ron Simmons won his first WCW World Heavyweight Champion August 2nd, 1992. He defeated Big Van Vader in Baltimore, Maryland. This victory also made him the first African American to win a WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
So it was 1991?
92.
92. See, I don't see how they can count R-Truth then.
That's what I'm looking at.
Because it says WCW formally split from the National Wrestling Alliance in September 1993. The split stemmed from a dispute over the control of the NWA World Heavyweight Championship and WCW's desire to operate as a standalone promotion. While WCW had been gradually moving towards their own branding and title since Ted Turner's acquisition in 1988, the official split marked the end of WCW's affiliation with the NWA. So maybe it was just that the title lineage split whenever Flair took the title to WWF, and then WCW, I'm saying, just wanted to be recognized as their own title, and then because the NWA was around during the WCW.
Mm-hmm.
Because Barry Windham was the NWA champion at the same time that Vader, just before Hogan came in.
So maybe that was just saying that Ron Simmons was the first for WCW, not the first.
Well, he was the first ever.
Ever?
What was the date?
August 1992.
I remember that match
August
too.
7th?
Second. I'm sorry, second.
Second?
Yeah.
R-Truth won 5 days after that.
That's awesome.
Oh wow.
They were
Okay.
probably
That's the reason why
trying
I
to
asked
do
that
like
because I
a.
thought you said August 2002. It's literally 5 days after that R-Truth beats Ken Shamrock to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and that's when they consider him the first African American to win that
That's
title.
awesome.
Think that was a coincidence?
No, I
No,
think
absolutely
they
not.
probably did it on
Absolutely not.
purpose, like
Yeah.
as an
It's
honorary
political.
thing.
Okay.
I think it was something to honor, because I mean,
It's
you know,
definitely, but
yeah.
like, that's crazy
I know.
that was only 5 day difference.
that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But yeah, I love R-Truth. I hope R-Truth. I mean, I know he's not going to, but I wish R-Truth would win. I just do. I'd love to see R-Truth as WWF
I
World
think he's
Champion.
good at getting people over. Now, I don't see him putting any more championships around his waist. He might pick up, like a
Speed championship or something.
or something like that. But as far as getting people over, I think he's, like I said, he's really funny. Like he's
Yes.
really.
And to be as old as he is, he's still good in the ring.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Mhm.
he's kept himself in really good shape.
He hasn't aged none.
No.
He has
No.
not aged a day. Going back to Raw, let's see, the main event stuff. So CM Punk comes out at the beginning and runs a promo about what had happened at Backlash and everything that's been going on the last couple weeks. Paul Heyman comes out, and Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker comes out. They decide they want to attack CM Punk. So Sami Zayn comes out, or not Sami Zayn, I'm sorry. Jey Uso comes out and defends him. Backstage, Jey Uso is attacked by somebody, so Sami Zayn takes up for him and it becomes, I don't know how this all happens. It's crazy how intricate it was for Raw, but now it's CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker at Saturday Night Main Event.
I got a feeling Sammy may try to turn on. It wouldn't surprise me if Sammy was the
yeah,
fourth
that's
man or
his nature.
third man, whatever you want to call it, because Heyman ain't a wrestler, so I don't consider him the third man. He's just the advocate, whatever he is. But it wouldn't surprise me to see Sami Zayn turn.
No, because it's in his nature.
Mhm.
It's
Well,
just
not
the
only that,
history
but-
of his character.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, though, too, I think Sami Zayn has aspirations, well, as any wrestler does, of being world champion.
Absolutely.
But I think like this could be written as a storyline of y'all overlooked me. I've helped y'all, and with the bloodline, I helped y'all do this. Blah blah blah. I honestly and truthfully think they would have turned Jey Uso, but I think Jey Uso has just gotten too over as a good guy right now to be able to turn him. If they do, it'd be killing.
Well, not with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, going for his championship. I mean, you
Right.
can't really have two heels fighting against each other, so you got to
Right.
have somebody good, somebody bad. I definitely think there will be a third man. I don't know if Sammy's really because he's not really the muscle. You got Braun for the muscle. Usually you have, I don't know, like that. I feel like
He gives you a utility guy.
maybe they'll bring somebody, up from the, maybe like NXT or from like TNA,
That could
somebody from
happen.
out of there,
That could
like
very
from
happen.
out of the audience, like they have, against, the Hall Fatu thing that just happened or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, to me, Sami Zayn, like I don't think he'll ever be a world champ. I think he'll be more like a sidekick. He's kind of like an R-Truth, honestly. Like in my opinion, like he's good, as a
El Generico.
something like that. But as far as pushing him any
Oh, that was his
farther-
name in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Oh,
He wore a mask. His
Yeah.
name was El Generico,
Yeah.
the generic.
I like it. I like it.
Well, it's funny because on the video game they have made a Sami Zayn like character that's one of the independent wrestlers you have to go through on the storyline, and his name is is it El Origin something no, it's not El Generico, but it's Sami Zayn. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a little bit of a different name, or El
That's funny.
Ordinario,
Yeah.
or something like that. It's
That's funny.
stupid.
The last big thing that really happened on Raw was they said that Jey Uso will face Braun Breaker on the next Raw, which is this Raw coming up. Gunther will face the winner of Saturday night's main event between Jey Uso and Logan Paul. Yes, I say it like that because whatever. What did he do to earn this shot? Everybody, I mean, like, I understand he has money. I get that he has Prime. Whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter in the wrestling universe.
But he also has lots of followers that follow him and Prime and his YouTube channel.
When he done that stuff with the forest over there in China.
Yeah. So, I mean, he brings a lot of, like you said, money with him. He brings a lot of views with him. So that's probably why they gave him a little more push than they probably should have.
He brings a lot of heat.
And plus, like, celebrities are kind of like the new thing now or whatever. You know, I mean, of course, they used to just bring them in for, like, WrestleManias, but now they're just more, sprinkled in. You know, you see more football players. You see more basketball players.
Yeah, but, like, they're getting better at being able to perform in ring, too. Like, I hate to say it, I'm not a personal fan of Logan Paul or his brother, for that matter, but I think they're charlatans. But at the end of the day, there's no denying the guy can wrestle. I mean, he's got talent that some people who are pushed don't have.
Okay, he has talent. However, there's a level of respect.
It's true.
Business.
It's true.
There's a level of respect.
It's damn true.
And, yes, and it's just utterly ridiculous at some of the things that I've heard.
Well, like, he didn't start from the bottom. You know, like a lot of people,
Yes,
he didn't have to work to
problem.
earn it. Like, he was just put in main event matches. He was put on television and didn't have to struggle to get it.
Yeah.
I think he needs to get, like, a veteran to... I wish somebody... I think that's a problem right now, too, is...
He needs his ass kicked.
There's no Undertakers in the locker room.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
An Undertaker was just that locker room leader that, if you were screwing up, he's going to pull you aside, set you down. He's not going to embarrass you, you know what I'm saying? But he's going to let you know, if you keep doing this, you're going to start getting some receipts. And people ain't playing. These are professionals. They're not playing. Yeah. This is not a game. This is not a joke to them.
Well, don't they still have, like, the wrestlers' court and all that, like old school, like they used
I
to?
wish they did, man. That'd be. They need to film that stuff. They need to, for real, just let there be like a wrestlers' court. They need to all agree to it in their contract and let the Undertaker be the judge, and then film it. Like People's Court, only wrestlers' court. It could be on WWE. Hey, and then we could be able to talk about that stuff on these recap shows. The real life, what they got in trouble for behind the scenes.
Interesting. Like, maybe you may have gave somebody an idea.
Right, and hey, WWE, if you do that, it is recorded. So I would like to know that what is it?
Just send us a little money, a little check.
Right. What is it? I can't think of the name of it, but it's a legal term, and I know it is. It's just from coming up with the idea. But I'm willing to let you have it. We're all willing to let you have it. Just send a check.
Intellectual property.
And that's it. Yes, it's the intellectual property. We come up with this idea. We just want a little money, just buy some more equipment. We don't want to be billionaires. 200-300 million live off of. That's it.
Oh my. So then that brings us into NXT, which also has Battleground like the day after Saturday night main event.
Okay.
But the two big things that really stood out to me from there was the signing of the contract between Trick Williams, and Joe Hendry. That contract is a signing for the TNA World Title at Battleground, a NXT. Exactly.
He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
No.
I'm not even gonna lie, man.
I think Joe Hendry's gonna win that. Obviously, I believe.
I don't know.
Unless they seem to want to throw Trick over there to NXT, I'm not sure why, but
I have a sneaky suspicion, guys, that before 2026 rolls around, we're going to find out that the WWE owns in TNA.
Oh, probably.
I would
But
not be
also at the same
surprised.
time, Joe Hendry's contract is up at the end of the year, at
Yep.
the end of this year, and it's up in the air is what he's going to do. I assume he's headed right over here.
I hope so, and I hope that they don't make him a joke.
I hope they don't treat him like they've been doing LA Knight, is what I'm worried about.
The great thing is, and I hate to say it, but Vince ain't in charge no more.
Yeah,
So you got to worry about,
It's
picking
a good
favorites.
thing and
Yes.
bad, like I said, because Vince always did what was best for
It
business.
is.
But I don't think that necessarily it's going to be bad, because right now, I mean, they're more prosperous than they ever have been right now with Triple H as to him. So I say we give him a little space and kind of just see what he does with him, whatever.
When we do our Vince episode, I don't know that he always did do what's best for business.
I agree.
90% of the time, yes, but we'll get
We'll
into
get
that
into
with
that,
the
all right.
Vince
I can't
episode.
wait to talk about that,
Yeah,
but
I
go
know
ahead,
that's
yeah.
the one I'm really ready to go deep down into the rabbit hole on. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine. The only other two things that were notable to me in NXT were as Miles Bourne. He is the current number one contender for Obafemi's NXT title.
Is he in any way, shape, or form kin to Evan Bourne?
No, he's not. He is currently called Baby Randy because he looks identical to Randy Orton without
Lord.
hair. It is hilarious. It
Miles
is the
Bourne.
It's the craziest thing. And some of his moves are mimic Randy Orton too, which is kind of wild. But
Okay.
his promo, what really stood out to me, especially being me personally, he came out that he's hard of hearing.
Oh, okay. I
He
know what
is-
that's like. You know what that's
I
like
know
as
what that, we
well.
was literally talking
Yeah.
about that before we started this episode.
What'd you say?
He, that he's hard of hearing, and that's the first wrestler I've seen come out as hard of hearing and or deaf
Yeah.
within the company, and I feel that means a lot to me, actually.
Well,
Personally.
it's cool that they're trying to incorporate other people, that have disabilities that can, do things like
But you
that.
can do things outside of your disability.
Right. And they need to and I'm glad that they're adjusting the way that they can communicate in the ring, for people who have hearing problems and
Right.
stuff like that. Cuz man, I've been in rooms with 300 people and it's hard to hear the person next to you.
Absolutely.
So I can't imagine what it's like trying to sit there and talk to somebody in a ring with 40, 50, 60, up to 100,000 people yelling
Screaming
at the
and
same
yelling.
time.
Mhm.
And then, like they say, some of them places, the noise just goes straight up and you can't hear anything. It's like a vacuum.
Mm-hmm. The other promo that was really interesting to me, and the only reason why I bring this one up is Tatum Paxley. She was a tag team with Gigi Dolan a couple weeks ago, and Shotzi. And
Okay, I know who Shotzi is. See, I got to watch some more NXT than what I do.
Shotzi and Gigi Dolan were two of the people that were released over the last
Okay.
2 weeks ago. She cut a promo, and it was really wild to me. Being very upset because now she's alone because everybody has left her. Pretty much calling out the releases. It was really interesting that they went with that. She ended up having a match later on, and
I like when they allow a little bit more of the
real life part of it
into it. It just makes. I'm sorry. It just harkens back to that attitude era. I don't care what anybody says. I will go to my grave and I will stand on that hill that the attitude era was the best era ever in wrestling. But the thing that people don't realize, and the thing that I didn't realize either, and it only lasted 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it seems like it was a lot longer than it was.
It does, man. Just because it was so great. There was so much going on, so much to keep up with. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, that attitude. And when you bring that realism back into it, like I said, it just harkens back to that. And because people can relate to it more. People can't. I can't relate to rich people problems. I just, I can't do it. I hope someday I can, but if I don't, well, that just happens. But I can relate to, somebody wronging me and me having to get, back at them and everything or something like that. I don't know. And I don't know. It just attitude era, hashtag attitude era.
I think some of the best characters and probably the easiest characters for people to actually perform are ones that have a little bit of their self in them and stuff. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They can feel it more.
Being mad or being angry or being upset or you have something to draw from, it comes out more real and, it blurs the lines. It's like, that's what, of course the Attitude Era was good about. It was blurring the lines between, like, is this real or, like, is this fake?
Even though they knocked down that fourth wall, it
Yeah.
still broke down. It blurred
Right.
that line, like you said, because Ric Flair's Ric Flair.
Yeah. What's it called? Kayfabe or whatever?
Kayfabe.
Yeah,
Kayfabe.
Kayfabe. Keeping the illusion alive that,
Did you watch that documentary about the WrestleMania 9, or was it 8 or 9?
9.
9.
I did.
Not yet.
Oh,
I
my
wa- I
gosh.
wa- I
He
ended
said
up
the
watching it the
first
day it came out.
time, like, that was the first time Vince let cameras behind the scenes
Yes.
and everything to, like, document what was going on.
Uh-huh.
And,
Oh,
like,
it was
you can see
insane.
2 or 3 times where, like, especially with The Undertaker, like, the camera sitting there looking at The Undertaker, and he's, like, about 20, 30 feet away, and he's just looking at him going.
Dead staring. Like,
Like,
in
what,
their
what are you
soul.
doing with that
Yeah.
camera in my face? This is, and like, he
This is
even
my
says,
area. Get
this
out of
is
my
my
area.
safe place.
Yeah.
I don't have to, be.
Well,
in
he's old
character.
school and shit.
Yes.
you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
absolutely.
Like, very old
Could you
school.
imagine all the places he went that was hotter than hell, wearing all that
Wearing
black
all
and
of that?
everything?
Oh, God.
The man was sweating like I don't know what underneath there. Hey, but you one of the goats, Mark.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Go. Mount Rushmore.
Love
At
him.
least mine. For
I,
sure.
I,
On mine,
I
too.
would say this is my thing. Everybody wants to associate Hulk Hogan with the WWE. I'm sorry,
Undertaker.
Undertaker
Undertaker all
is
the way.
yes longest tenured WWE
easily,
wrestler
easily.
of all
Absolutely.
time. And if you're gonna go Mount Rushmore of WWE, his face has got to be the first one on it. Second would be Hogan, but that's your 1 and 2. But there's no I love you. Well, I love the character Hogan, but the
Yeah.
Undertaker's got you, man.
Oh, as far as W.
As far as WWE, definitely, yeah.
Well, that brings us to SmackDown, which happened last night. A lot of stuff happened on SmackDown, only because we're also in the short time area for Money in the Bank. So now we have qualifying matches that are
When
happening.
is Money in the Bank? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I thought I had it wrote down, but I do not. It is actually at the beginning of August.
Okay. So this ain't like the Go Home episode or nothing like
No,
that.
no. These there was only 2 matches that actually had to do with Money in the Bank. There was a female one and a male one. First, it was Alexa Bliss, Mi Chen, and Chelsea Green. They had a triple threat. Alexa Bliss beat Mi Chen and Chelsea, hit Chelsea with the Sister Abigail to win. By the way, I want to thank WWE for fixing that error. I was heated about that like 2 weeks ago.
The Twisted Bliss.
It was not the Twisted Bliss. It is the Sister Abigail. Forever will be the Sister Abigail. And I appreciate you going back and fixing it. It made me feel like I was crazy, but I appreciate you fixing it.
I just want you people to know the level of love this woman has for wrestling.
It's insane.
She messaged me while I was at work and said, "Did you see this crap?" I was like, "What?" She said, "They called it." I was trying to explain it away. She was like,
No,
no,
not
this
at
is
all."
not allowed." I was like,
No,
"I'm gonna
it's
let you
not.
die on that hill."
I'm sorry. I feel like she's doing it to honor Bray Wyatt, and I feel like it shits all over him if you call it something other than what it is supposed to be called.
I can
Yeah.
feel
And you
that,
do it
yeah.
a number of times. It wasn't once, it wasn't twice, it was like 4 times. And then the next day, it was edited from the replay. Like, it was edited with the Sister Abigail. And then this week, they did call it the Sister Abigail.
I think the whole Bray Wyatt experiment, as far as like trying to relive his memory and everything, something's got to be done, because Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, is not the guy to lead that group. He's just not. People know it's him, and he didn't get over enough. You know what I'm saying? To be the leader of a faction that people are going to take serious. So if they could get somebody like an Aleister Black or somebody like that
Ooh,
to
that's a good
lead
idea.
it,
That's a good.
you know what I'm saying? Then they could move him into kind of like a secondary role and then still do it. But if they're not going to do something like that, I think they need
I mean,
to
I
just
get
get rid of
if
the
they
Wyatt
don't.
Six.
If they get rid of that, that's fine. I hate that because I really love the Wyatt Six. I get it, but like that particular move for Alexa
Yes.
Bliss is specifically
Oh, yeah.
to remember him.
And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Keep
That
that
one
to
little
remember
piece
him.
has to stay the
Yes.
same to me.
Keep that
Respectful.
to remember him
Period.
as a respect thing. And
Thank
then
you.
if the Wyatt thing's not working,
Okay,
let's
fine.
phase it out.
But
But I
this
just
one
thought about
particular
it.
thing has to stay the same, and it's supposed to stay the same.
I just thought about something though with the Wyatt Six, and they're not really going to get over on SmackDown or Raw. But Bo Dallas is a former NXT World Champion.
Yeah.
So if they moved back down there, could they be taken serious as an infiltrative group?
But ain't that
It's
taking a
possible.
step back, like, going to the
I don't think-
AAA instead of being
I
the
don't
pros?
think NXT is a step back anymore. I
It's
think
not.
a
Not
lot
to
of
me, it's
people are
not.
just happy to be there, and they're okay with staying there. I'm making good money here.
I love NXT
I'm doing what
just
I
as much
love.
as
I'm
Raw
on
or SmackDown.
TV. I'm on pay-per-views. I'm a
Mhm.
champion in a company. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
But the big show is obviously always going to be WWE.
well, yeah, you're
Raw.
going to strive, and
Or
if they
SmackDown.
see it, they're going to push you. If not, hey,
I'm happy
I'll
where
live
I'm
my
at.
life as a 10-time NXT champion. The Ric Flair of NXT, okay. I got my name down in the, you see what I'm saying?
I hear, but I think they want a little bit more.
I think
like,
they
I think
should
they want to go to
strive.
the, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Keep striving for more. But but Bo Dallas has done that. And all those other people have kind of done that, and it hasn't went anywhere on the main rosters. But they all had success in the NXT roster. So why not let them go back to where they have success and see if it works there? It could be a mysterious thing for NXT, and something to build off storylines.
I think, like, with the Wyatt Six, it's like, without Bray Wyatt, you just don't
Right.
have the Wyatt family. And
Yes.
You just need kind of
Yeah.
find a different, not a different direction, just kind of, I guess blow it up is the best way to
Yes.
put it. And
That's what I'm saying. If
send
you're
it-
not going to do anything like send them
I don't
back
think
down
you
to
can
NXT.
without him. I think
can't.
he was just too big a part of it that, like, without him, it just doesn't get over. Like, people just aren't as interested because he was such a character. He was such a draw.
Mm-hmm.
And just to throw this in there, ladies and gentlemen, Money in the Bank is Saturday, June 7th.
June the 7th. I knew something was the 7th.
But yeah, I mean, so we are almost at the go
Yeah.
home.
Well, we literally have a PLE every 2 weeks at this moment.
Oh, wow.
From
That's
here
crazy.
until
Wow.
October.
We're going to be busy, guys.
Yes.
That's all right. Bring it on.
Hey, that's just more content.
That's it.
The next Money in the Bank one was Solo defeated Jimmy Uso and Ray Phoenix, and he qualified for Money in the Bank.
Hold on, say that again.
Solo defeated Jimmy Uso and Ray Phoenix.
See, I feel like they're burying Jimmy.
I do too. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. When I heard he was in the match, I was like, okay, good, but Solo's in it, so that just means JC Mateo's going to come out and help him.
Yeah, go ahead.
But
I'm
Jimmy
sorry.
Uso should have. He needs a push so bad.
I think he's going to go bad. Like I said, I see
I
him
hate
turn the
that.
heel because I think he's going to get frustrated because he's going to get jealous of his brother. Well, I mean, that's where they're going to spin it. And eventually he might
That's crap too. It's so
go
crap.
over that way.
What if that's it?
I hate that though. I hate
wait a
that
minute, but I
storyline.
was going Jey Uso turning.
And you think
What
that
if
now?
it's
What if it's Jimmy?
Jimmy?
that's gonna
Jimmy
turn?
who turns and
Because Jimmy's
joins
been
The
behind him the
Rock
whole
and
time.
Cena and goes after his brother.
I could see that.
So
I
that
could see that
way
happening.
Rock's got Cena and Jimmy.
Absolutely, it would happen.
I
hate it, but it would happen.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm okay with that.
History says, yeah, it's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
Listen to your constituents. WWE, Triple H, listen.
Do they have the whole tournament bracket out yet so we can kind of make
For the
guesses?
Money in
They
the Bank?
Yeah.
No,
I don't think all the qualifiers are
all the
done yet, are they?
qualifiers. There's only been 2 qualifiers.
Okay.
They were last night. One women's, one men's. So only one person for each match has been set.
So
Are they-
oh, sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Are they all triple threat matches?
They are, as of right now, they are. I'm not sure what's going on Raw here in the next couple of days.
That's usually the way they
But
do it.
that's how it's been in the last couple of years. It's a
Okay.
triple threats because there's so many people that are like that could go for it.
So is there just going to be one Money in the Bank men's and one Money in the Bank
Yes.
women's match?
Yes.
So it's going to be 3 from SmackDown, 3 from Raw, or
I
2, 2,
assume.
and 2?
I think it's 3 and 3.
See,
assume.
I think they need to start throwing
I
NXT
agree.
people in there too.
I agree
Ooh.
with that.
Do 2, 2, and 2. That way, see, okay, I know it sounds stupid, but that's how I've got my universe set up on my WWE 2K25.
Mhm.
I've got 6 different shows,
Mhm.
and every show gets one representative, and all shows come together every 3 months for a everybody come together show. All the world champions face each other in an elimination match for a champion of champions. I think
Yeah.
that would be the shit doing
Yeah.
something like that. Especially if they got AAA, they got or they could, get TNA to get involved in it, and it's not your world championship. It's just a champion of champions belt that, okay, so who cares if a TNA guy has it? He's not the WWE champion, he's just the champion of champions.
WWE is not going to let a TNA person have their belt.
No,
and
I'm not saying like there,
Yeah.
but have it just like a universal belt between companies.
I like the idea, and I like that they're doing more cross promotions with other promotions. Let
Right.
people come in. But I think
It'll be a while for something like that, but I would love to see something like
it's
that.
going as far as the whole Universal. Unless they own everything, then I don't see that happening, and they don't own everything yet.
The
so-
reason it wouldn't happen is because there would be too many problems with the creatives. Because one guy would want his champion to be, or their guy to be the champion. You know what I'm saying?
too many
Mhm.
Chiefs, not
Yes.
enough Indians,
And that's what it would be. They would almost have to reform the National Wrestling Alliance for
Yeah,
something like that.
No, I don't see that happen. Like I said, I think kind of keep it separate.
Speaking of National Wrestling Alliance, sorry, don't want to interrupt you, but I can't remember what it was. But the NWA, was it the WOW women?
Mhm.
The WOW,
Yes.
they both got their own shows on
Yes.
Roku.
I seen that
So
yesterday.
you can watch NWA on Roku. And dude, I'm
Yes.
telling you, NWA is good, man. Trevor
Yeah.
Murdoch, the dude, remember Trevor,
Trevor
Murdoch
Murdoch.
and
I haven't heard that name in forever.
Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch. They were a tag team
Oh
back in
my
like the early
gosh.
2000s and stuff.
Yes.
Cowboys.
Like the
They
name
were-
sounds familiar. I have to see a
Yes.
picture.
Trevor
One was
Murdoch.
really tall.
Remember
one
Zack
was-
Ryder? Woo woo woo. Yeah. He's Matt Cordoba now. He's been
He's
NWA
married to
champion.
Chelsea Green.
Nick Aldis, the commissioner that took the RKO by Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Multiple.
He's been NWA champion. I wish to God he'd come out of retirement. Nick Aldis is a beast. But Trevor Murdoch's NWA champion, like multiple time, I think,
Mhm.
NWA champion. It's like I'm excited that NWA's back.
Okay, I'll have to check that out then. Sure.
And the last 2 things I had notable from SmackDown was I don't know if you all watched the match yet because it did just happen last night between Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax for the title.
No,
No.
I have a hard time watching
Yeah.
Nia Jax's matches, and it's
Well-
nothing personal, but that
You might want to
She's
check
dangerous.
this one out. Things got a little hairy at the end. Nia decides that she's not going to take it no more, and she's like, well, no, I am the title holder, or I want to be the champion. So she gets out the ring, grabs the title, and starts to walk off. Well, the ref's like, no, you're not doing that. She sets the title down and then gets underneath the ring and grabs a chair and starts to get in the ring. Well, the ref's distracted by the belt and getting it out of the ring. Tiffy decides that she's going to drop kick that chair right into Nia's face. Instant blood everywhere.
Ooh.
Her face, because then Tiffany goes into the pin, and I look at my boyfriend, and I'm just like, there's blood all down her face. I'm like, dude, do you see all that blood? I'm like, she got cut open. And there's a picture online. I finally seen it this morning, but there's blood all down her face, like when she went into the back. It was instant, but she drop kicked that thing straight to her face.
That's some stitches.
Yeah, it was It was a nice drop kick.
I'll have to watch it. I don't know, man. I can't buy into Nia Jax. I just think
I
she's
like
too
her.
dangerous.
I
I
like her.
like her. I just think she's
I think some of the things are too dangerous. Yeah, like
yes.
that's what made her
They've
mad
got
last
to
night.
realize that she outweighs these smaller women, and she can't be doing all these big splashes.
The
that just
Annihilator.
land.
That's
Yes.
what it was last night. She did the Annihilator on Tiffany, and Tiffany, where she's literally right there. She doesn't have to kick out. She can grab the rope and be safe.
Right.
So that's what she did, and that's when she got mad. But before that, she's literally sitting on Tiffany for like 15, 20 seconds before she gets off of her. And she's already annihilated her. So she's already had that, and she's already been sitting there for a second, and then another 20 seconds later, and she's still sitting on you with all of her weight. Like, literally, her legs are straight out. So that's all of her weight. She's not holding any of that. That's crazy.
I've never been.
I mean, I like Nia
sold.
as a wrestler. I just think some things like that are just not necessary.
Right. Especially when you are that much bigger. There's a way to. I mean,
There's a way to use your weight to your
Yes.
advantage without hurting
Andre
other
the
people.
Giant was bigger than everybody else, and I don't ever remember anybody saying that Andre the Giant hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure he probably did, but I mean, it wasn't like, necessarily.
It wasn't a regular thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and he did big splashes like the I mean, it wasn't off the second rope and stuff, but I mean, he did tombstone pile drivers and stuff like that and everything.
Maybe that's just training, or do you think that's something that the WWE needs to kind of look into and maybe rein her in?
She's
a little
been
bit?
thrown down to training several times, and it's just not working and stuff. I don't know. I think Nia could be good if she would. I don't know that she takes it as serious as she should.
Maybe
Is the
not.
thing.
I think she has. I think it's a mental thing. She struggles emotionally. But the last thing from SmackDown I think that we have was Julia was introduced as the newest member of SmackDown. I don't know
Oh,
if you
yeah.
all are familiar with
Julia?
Yeah.
Who's Julia?
Julia, she was originally on the Japanese circuit for a long time. And her and Stephanie Vacure came into NXT for a little bit. Julia held the title for like 2 weeks. Stephanie beat her, and then now she's been fighting on SmackDown with Roxanne. But they broke up on Raw, and then Nick Aldis introduced Julia as the newest member of SmackDown.
Okay. I'm gonna have. I know
She's
there
very
was,
good in the ring.
Yeah, I
really
knew
like
there was
her.
like a big bunch of hype about her from being in like a women's tag team. Her and who was it?
I don't know who she was with the tag team.
I can't remember who it was that they said she was in a tag team with. I can't remember.
I don't know. I didn't know she was in a tag team. I just know that when she came over here, I didn't know her very well. They had showed her off in the audience a couple PLEs,
Right.
but I had never heard of her. And then she came out into NXT, and she was really good. I really liked her persona and her character and all that stuff. And then when she was in the ring, she's really good, very talented.
Right.
And she ended up winning the NXT title, and then she ended up having to drop it. They gave it to Stephanie Vacure, which I absolutely adore, but they only dropped it to her because Julia had to have surgery on her hand or something. Minor surgery, but she was going to be out for a couple weeks, so they just went ahead and dropped it, but then they decided to put her into SmackDown, which I think will do her good too.
Okay.
So we'll have to see what happens with
Yeah,
that.
we'll have to watch her. I've heard a lot of stuff about
Yeah,
her,
she's
so I
very
do
good.
want to watch her. I know I like a lot of these women that are coming up now.
There's so many of them now.
There are.
There's so many.
They're awesome.
Yeah, I mean the women's roster is just as stacked as the men's roster.
Absolutely.
It really is. So I mean, and I hate it though. I mean, I know she wasn't the best in-ring talent, but I miss old Sasha Banks. But
That's all I've got. Next time we're talking about Saturday Night Main Event, which happens Saturday at 8 o'clock. And then Sunday is Backlash, Battleground, which is NXT's PLE for the weekend.
Sounds good to me. Well, it sounds like we got a couple events to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep our eyes on, everybody. And like I said, just remember the people that had to go through these storms. Remember the family of Sabu. Remember JR, and you all stay safe, and we appreciate you all being here. And
Kiss your
like,
babies tonight.
yes, kiss your babies,
your
hold
babies
them tight, because you never know. It could be, like I said, 30 miles north, and it could have been any of us.
Absolutely.
So like she said, kiss your babies, hug them, tell them you love them. You never know. But with that, if there ain't anything else, guys, well, I believe the ref just counted the 3.